Just go right in front, guys. It's fine.
We're gonna see that.
Thank you for joining us on this chilly but important day. I'm Joe Curtatone. I have the honor and the privilege to be the mayor of this great city and an alumnus, Somerville High School class of 1984. Any other Somerville High School alumni here? Raise your hand. All right. Cheer for the Highlanders. Also joined, and I want to recognize some colleagues in government who played a critical role in this important building, important symbol, important step of our children's education and success being built behind us. From the Somerville City Council, Councilor Will Lembar, Councilor Lance Davis, Councilor Jesse Klingon, Councilor Mary Jo Rossetti, and you'll hear from the President of the Board of, from the City Council, Katiana Valentine, shortly. Let's give them a round of applause. From the Somerville School Committee, Ms. Laura Patone, and you'll hear from the chairperson, Ms. Carrie Norman, shortly. Let's give them a round of applause. And you'll soon be hearing from the superintendent of the Somerville Public Schools, Ms. Mary Skipper, and the headmaster of Somerville High School, Mr. Lagavina, shortly as well. I want to take the opportunity also, because we'll be paying special tribute to a colleague of ours who passed recently, Mr. Leo DeSimone. Shortly we'll be raising the beam, followed by some brief remarks. But before hoisting the beam, I do want to take a moment to remember Leo DeSimone, who passed away in November. But I also want to first recognize his family who's here. His fiancee, Dana. Dana? Thank you for being here, Dana. His sons, Anthony and Dominic. His daughter, Cassie. His sister, Lisa. His nephew, Chucky, and the whole DeSimone family, and Mary will speak to them shortly. Leo was a friend and a colleague. He was also the Somerville High School High's associate principal and the director of the Career and Technical Education Program, and someone who cared deeply for the community, deeply for the staff and the children of Somerville schools. Some of the students in the CTE program engraved a plaque with Leo's signature, which has been welded. You can see it on the just below the tree, which has been welded onto the beam that will be raising today. Again, sadly, Leo won't be with us physically when we open the new high school, but we know he's going to be us in spirit. He had played a critical role in the community here, in the school, in this building being built and its success. We'll never forget his contributions, and I'm sure we're going to have so many opportunities to recognize him further. To his family, Dana, thank you for sharing him with us. It's meant the world to us. So as we raise the beam, let's take a moment to remember Leo and all his hard work and all the sacrifice. I know he's smiling, so let's raise it up and keep Leo in mind. Let's give them a big round of applause, folks. So we have a few other people, many people we want to thank. We already thanked the Superintendent of Schools, Mary Skipper, and the school administration, the City Council, and the Somerville School Committee, the Somerville High School Building Committee, the Massachusetts School Building Authority, PMA consultants and project managers, SMMA architects, Suffolk Construction, the construction managers, the capital projects team, the Somerville community for their support of the project, for their financial support, but also for being flexible and tolerant, and especially the Somerville High School students, teachers, and staff. Believe me, we're going to thank them over and over again for being so patient and throughout the disruptive time period of this construction. But I also want to say these construction workers, the steel workers, the men and women on this job who are doing the trades, they've been model citizens for our students throughout the entire time period, and they've been working extremely hard. I want to give them one big round of applause. Thank them. Many of you were here last August for our first topping off ceremony, and today we celebrate this other milestone in construction by putting the highest beam and the new east wing in place. This brings us that much closer to opening a new Somerville High School that will meet the 21st century educational needs of our students. Now, there's so much to be said about how exceptional our students are, how this new building will provide new opportunities for them, and how grateful we all are to live in a city that values education and our young people. But because of the temperature, I'm going to keep things brief and just say how excited I am to be one step closer to welcoming students back to their new school. Building a new Somerville High School is an investment that will pay off for thousands of the current and future students. And again, I want to thank the entire community for their support of this project. At this time, it's my pleasure, my honor to introduce the President of the Somerville City Council, Ms. Katiana Ballantyne.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the City Council, I want to thank everybody who made today's accomplishments possible. I want to thank especially the people of Somerville, the school committee, the school building committee, the architects, the builders, and every worker on this site and the unions who support them. Thank you to the people of Somerville who voted to build this school. Thanks to you all for your commitment to education as our common value. Thank you to the school committee and to the school building committee for your leadership and for the countless hours of smart, hard work that you put into this project. Thank you to the architects and builders for your excellent design and construction. And again, thank you to all the labor unions and every worker on this site for providing to us the excellent craftspeople that we need to get the job done, and for providing your members with the living wage and benefits that they need to have the standard of living that they deserve in return for their skilled hard work. This day is about celebrating you, all of your tremendous work. I love the idea of marking the finishing off the top part of this new building by this topping out ceremony. This is the sign that your construction project has reached the most auspicious point. And I thank you for the work you have done up to this point and will continue to do until it finishes next year. Every day for nearly 2 years, I pass this construction site from the backside as I bring my younger daughter to her elementary school. We saw the excavators, the cranes, the demolitioning of parts of the school and the building of the retaining wall. Many of you, workers at the LMP convenience store, we were excited for each phase of the building being torn down and watching each section being constructed. There is something special about this moment when the bones of the building are finished and exposed before the sheathing and cladding go on. This time also showcases the power and the skill of construction workers to not only build this wonderful educational building, but to casually lift the tree to the top of it. This new high school symbolizes a new educational chapter in our city's history, which we are all very excited to see open next year. This festival represents two things: the completion of the first part and the start of the second part. Thank you for the great work that this day represents, and thank you for the future of the project. I wish Godspeed to you all for the swift and safe completion of this new high school. Thank you for being a part of this exciting time for our city. I'm introducing the chair of the school committee, Carrie Norman.
Hello, I'm so thrilled to see students and educators here. This is a really exciting moment for all of us. I do want to quick thank yous to the mayor and the city council, to the taxpayers of Somerville and everyone else who helped fund it. It's huge, and to the leadership in the schools for shepherding us forward, and to my colleagues on the school committee. But mostly right now, I really want to thank the students and teachers for coming. You're the people who are going to inhabit this building. And why we're really doing this, and a very special welcome and thanks to Leo's family. It means everything. This building, he would be enormously proud. And when I was walking through and you see this old traditional part and this very new innovative part, and it made me think of Leo, because Leo had both a respect and appreciation for tradition, and was one of the most forward-thinking educators, and also how he treated our students, whether it was a student who's been here for generations or someone who's recently joined us. Leo, to them, they were all Highlanders. And so he's missed and loved, and this building is a huge part of his work. And I'm going to stop there because I'm going to start crying. But it's going to be great, and especially for the teachers and students. I can't wait for you guys to be in there. And I will now introduce Mary Skipper, the superintendent of schools.
Good afternoon. Again, just thank you to all the elected officials that have made this happen, and to all of the partners that are here. When I think of this project, I think of it as a labor of love. And when I think of a labor of love, I think of sacrifices and I think of opportunity. The opportunity that is about to happen is to really have a 21st century state-of-the-art high school that our community, our students, and our staff really deserve. And all of you are making that happen. When I think of sacrifices, I think of many. But I think of the deep dedication, the investment of time, the prioritizing, the flexibility that our staff, our students, and certainly our residents have had to show in order to make the opportunity happen. This is a bittersweet day. Leo is such a fabric of our community. He was the embodiment of a leader who always put others first. He worked tirelessly. He was the first here and the last to leave. He never complained, ever. And he always led by example. So for me, he will always be a tremendous model of a leader. And I think it's very appropriate that the beam and the foundation are built with Leo's name, because he truly is a foundation for us and will continue to be. Once again, thank you to Leo's family for being here. And we will always stay connected to you, because Leo will always be connected to us. Thank you again for everyone. We really do have a unique opportunity in front of us here to make the most.
Thank you, Mary. This may sound repetitive, but I speak on behalf of the students and faculty. So that's from where I'm coming from. And I just want to thank the mayor, the city council, the school committee, the superintendent, Mary Skipper, and everyone else, PMA, SMMA, Suffolk, everyone else that contributed to this. I've been here for 35 years. We've gotten support. There's nothing that I ever needed that we didn't get. The last thing that we needed was a new building, and I just want to thank you for that. I also want to thank our staff and students, especially the CTE staff. We've been doing a lot over the last couple of years, so personally I want to thank you. We're very excited to get into the new building. And again, as Mary and Joe and everyone else said, I also want to recognize my dear friend and colleague, Leo DeSimone. Leo was the high school's point person on this project. He was our main person, and he's not here today, but his spirit will live on forever in this new building. Somerville High is a great school with a great staff. I'm just so proud and pleased that shortly we'll have a state-of-the-art building that our students and staff deserve, that we've deserved for a long time. So again, on behalf of the students and staff at Somerville High School, thank you. Thank you to everyone that contributed to this project. We are very excited to be getting into the new building in September. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Legg. I'm being in closing. Hey, I do want to recognize a couple other people who do unheralded work in this community every day, especially on this project. From representing the business community, an alumnus. He serves on every committee at a very cheap price for the city. He's on the advisory board. This project wouldn't be here without him, Tom Bent. I want to thank you very much. The mayor's appointee to the building committee advisory, the former superintendent of schools, Tony Parentozzi. Rich Melillo, vice superintendent of schools. Dana, I didn't recognize your son. Charlie, thank you for being here. I know Leo loved you dearly. And also, I want to recognize the entire engineering department led by Jess Fosbrook and the Director of Infrastructure and Asset Management, Rich Raish, and our eyes on the ground here every day, Eddie Nuzzo. If Eddie's here, keeps an eye on everything you do. So, hey, it's a great team. It's a great project. I'm reminded that the tree, believe it or not, does not symbolize the holiday season. It goes back to the Amish when a barn would go up. It represents the opportunity and the hope of a new structure going up, and that the project is being completed safely. Let us be safe, healthy, and happy leading into New Year. Look forward to seeing you all at the ribbon cutting. God bless. Happy holidays to all of you. Thank you very much.